Hi, it's Ben from T-Rex Space Station here. How's everyone doing? It's been a bit of a while since I've shown my face or even made a video, and so I thought I'd just let you all know, well, what's going on with me, what I've been up to, and maybe what some of my plans for the direction of the channel are. Do excuse me for having a little bit of a croaky voice. I've had a bit of a cold over the last couple of weeks, which hasn't been great. So yeah, I haven't really found the time to make any videos recently. I've just it all kind of started with a bit of a weekend of nights, and the night shifts always completely screw up my sleep pattern. I don't know if any of you work overnight, but I have to work between nights and then going back to daytime, and I just find that I'm just end up completely ruined, and I end up in this kind of transition point between being nocturnal and being diurnal, where I kind of just end up sleeping from 4 a.m. till 4 p.m. and missing out on most of the important bits of the day. But anyway, my sleep pattern is mostly back to normal now. And I suppose one of the good things about being nocturnal is that you can just stay up all night playing video games. And I have been playing plenty of games, just not making too many videos of them. Yeah, and the other thing was, I guess, I went for a bit of a horrible breakup recently, which is, I'm not going to put too much personal stuff on my YouTube account, but, you know, sometimes bits of life get in the way, and you don't even feel like either playing video games, talking about video games, making videos about video games. You know, there are times when, yeah, things just get on top of you, and I just haven't really found the time or the space or the mental energy to make any videos for like the last week and a bit, 2 weeks. But don't worry, I'll be back to my old self pretty soon, and I'm trying to get the ball rolling again for the new year. It's been kind of sad to see some of the recent videos talking about Nintendo this week. Well, essentially what's happening is that the Wii U isn't selling anywhere near as many units as they'd have hoped. But not only the Wii U, also the Nintendo DS or the DS XL is also just not shipping as much as we would have anticipated. And it's kind of a shame to hear Nintendo being in a bit of a pickle, I suppose is one way of putting it, to put it slightly mildly. My journey with Nintendo has been possibly different to a lot of people's, because I wasn't traditionally a huge Nintendo fanboy. I was a PlayStation 1 instead of Nintendo 64, and I only ever really had the handheld stuff when I was younger. So the Game Boy was a really big deal for me, and still I think it's the handheld consoles that mostly draw me into Nintendo. I didn't have a NES or a SNES when I was a kid. In fact, I didn't have any of the 8-bit consoles. I started out with a Sega Mega Drive. Though I do appreciate that the NES and SNES look very cool, and actually the NES is a console that I've really wanted to buy over the last year or so. I keep watching loads and loads of videos of it and thinking it just looks like a really nice console. But yeah, it was the Nintendo Wii that kind of sold me on Nintendo recently, and that's a console that, again, had a very mixed lifespan, and there are some criticisms that you could make of it, but, you know, I did turn out to love it in the end. So it's a shame to hear that Nintendo is struggling a little bit. Personally, I haven't bought a Wii U, and that's obviously not surprising because from the look of the units, not that many people have. I didn't want to buy it just because it did something new, it's something cool, although that is what I'm looking for in a next-gen console. But I kind of wanted to see that technology would be used, and that there would be, there would be a good selection of titles that looked interesting. As far as I'm concerned, at the moment, the Wii U just doesn't have enough great games on it that would make me want to buy it. But it will be interesting to see where the console goes. Will we get great third-party support? Will we end up having an interesting and innovative use of the technology? You know, that's kind of what I want to see. And I know Lawn Boy's post, Dave did a video today about if Nintendo offered you your money back, and did cancel the Wii U as people have suggested they may do, or they may withdraw it early, would you accept that? And I think it was interesting. He said no, he would want to see where the console goes, what they do with the technology. And I also want to see, but I'm in a different boat because I've not actually made a purchase yet. I want to see that direction before I even think about splashing out any cash on one of the next-gen consoles, or especially the Wii U. Anyway, that said, I have got some slightly interesting pickups to show you, and they are Nintendo related. You may know that Steve Benway got a Nintendo DS for Christmas, and he posted a lot of really cool videos of it. It's a console that I have actually been thinking about for a while, mostly because I'm a big Pokemon fan, and I tend to stay up to date with the Pokemon series. And so once Pokemon X and Y were out, I was really thinking a lot about it, and it was on my radar. So I suppose I have Steve to thank, in a sense, that, yes, I went to decide to get a Nintendo DS XL. And, well, yeah, you can see that pretty clearly. This is one of the limited edition ones. It's the Legend of Zelda limited edition one, so you can see it's got like the cool emblem and things on the back. It's gold and black. And yeah, the XL version has got a bigger screen than the normal DS. It's like 90% bigger or something, which is pretty sweet. It's nice seeing the games, you know, really big, really clear. Do I like the 3D function? I'm not sure about it yet, but obviously I've not got that many games to actually show it off. I've got the Zelda game that comes as a free download with this limited edition, and of course I had to get Pokemon. Yeah, Pokemon X was the first game that I bought, and I've been getting stuck into that. It does make use of the 3D in a sense. I don't know if you know, if you've got a 3DS you will know, but obviously there's a slider on the side where you can adjust how much depth you want in terms of how 3D the games will be. Excuse me while I itch my irritated nose. And I kind of, to be honest, prefer to play it with the 3D off because the screen just looks clearer and brighter and nicer and sharp. With the 3D, it's obviously quite positional. You've got to make sure that you're sitting with it kind of like a certain distance away, like 30-40 centimeters, and you have it sort of pivoted in a certain angle to get that 3D effect, which is something that I'll get used to, I suppose. But for now, I'm just playing with the 3D setting off. Now, I know that there are certain games that make more use of the 3D style, and so I should probably pick up a couple of games that I think will showcase the 3D more and go for it. But I'm actually, regardless of video games, I'm actually not that sold on the whole 3D thing in general. I have been to see a few 3D movies, maybe about 5 or 6 3D movies, and on the whole I've not really enjoyed them that much. I prefer just a standard two-dimensional screen. I tend to find that having the specs on and stuff is uncomfortable, and the screens always tend to look darker in the cinema with 3D stuff. I don't know if anyone else has thought that, but I just prefer the two-dimensional version, and also it's a lot more expensive. I'm pretty sure there's quite a few more quid to see films in 3D. So yeah, I'm not a big 3D fan. I'm not sold on it, but I am interested to see some of the showcasing titles on 3DS, and it is a cool thing. It is something that the other handheld consoles haven't had. So yeah, props to Nintendo for trying to push things forward. And I'll say the same about, you know, the Nintendo Wii U. You know, they are trying to be innovative with their technology, and they should be kind of commended for that, definitely. What else was I going to say? Well, perhaps a bit about the future directions of the channel in the new year, things that I'm hoping to do, types of videos. One of the things that was really fun and very cool to make was the competition, the Super Hang-On competition for the 100 sub special. It was really fun just kind of getting guys together and competing and just doing that. And I have watched that video back a few times and had a good laugh at it. And I think it's something, you know, competitions and things really do bring members of the community together. And I would like to say a big thank you to Interghost. I'll put a link to his channel in the description below. He's very kindly, he kind of collates video game competition scores and puts them into tables on his website. And he has put our Super Hang-On attempts on there, and it is up there for you guys to check out, and I will post a link to the Super Hang-On competition in the description below. It'd be interesting to see if you guys can beat Swifto's score. Yeah, it was Swifto that won, wasn't it? Yeah, but I want to do some more of those. I think it will be really fun. So in the coming weeks, I am going to set a few challenges and kind of open it up as a forum for you guys to make videos on your channels and send me links, video responses. I might not end up doing like I did last time, which was collating them all into one video, because obviously if a lot of people do it, I won't be able to do that. But we can possibly put them up on the website via Interghost, or maybe I can show some of the top 5 scores. I don't know. It does seem to be a pretty cool thing, and it got a reasonable number of views and a reasonable amount of positive feedback. So if you're doing something right, I think you should do more of it. And yeah, YouTube is often about experimentation and finding out what things work. I think that competitions on YouTube, especially since we're doing video games, they definitely work. So yeah, stay tuned for a little bit more of that. And I'm also trying to work on the Friday Talkie. No, not the Friday Talkie. That's Steve Benway's channel. What the hell am I talking about? Trying to work on the Then and Now videos. I don't know if you've all seen those, but those are kind of videos where I compare like early releases in a video game franchise and then look at the latest version. And it's kind of fun to see how the series will change. A lot of the time, even the genre of video game will change. Like, you know, like in Duke Nukem, you went from like a 3D side-scroller platform/shooter to Duke Nukem Forever, which is a fully 3D kind of thing. yeah, the genre has slightly changed there, and it's just a very interesting series for me to make. And yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy the ones that I've got in store. I've got a few Sega Mega Drive ones lined up, which are pretty cool. Um, but those videos take longer to make, and it's funny because I think that YouTube can types of videos on YouTube can kind of broadly be split into two sorts. You have channels where people will make a lot of videos and keep turning out content, and they're kind of fast, quick to make videos, like Let's Plays. You know, I can churn out Let's Plays really easily, and they're a lot of fun to make and take minimal effort. And there are some channels that do Let's Plays great. You know, Dave's would be Dave Lawnboy's Post would be an example. Steve Benway's would be an example. Dave Webster does some great Let's Plays, and yeah, those are awesome. And then there are other channels which tend to produce more polished or highly produced videos, maybe reviews, maybe kind of look backs over series, videos that involve more editing, or even, you know, video game reviews. They involve quite a bit of editing, and those take a lot longer, but they're slightly perhaps more rewarding for me to make. And it's difficult for me to find the balance, because the Then and Now series actually does take quite a bit of making, because you have to kind of play through both of the games, draw up a script, make comparisons. So I hope you'll bear with me with those, because I'm trying to do a few more kind of planned or scripted or slightly more invested videos. But obviously the downside of that is they take time to make. So I think what I need to do is, while I'm working on the Then and Nows, put out a few kind of shorter Let's Plays and just get things going. But yeah, stay tuned for the Then and Now series. Stay tuned for some Nintendo DS gameplay, possibly, and also for my next competition. I wish you all luck, and who knows, I may even throw in some prizes soon for the winners, because I'm feeling pretty generous. Okay guys, take care, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.